When women express a desire for men to be more emotional and vulnerable, they might as well be speaking in Japanese. It all sounds nice in theory, but if a man shows his emotions in front of her, it's likely to have a negative impact on their romantic relationship. Men are often overlooked unless they have already put in the work beforehand. This means being financially stable, physically fit, and having enough game to attract women. As Rich Cooper emphasizes, women want men who understand what it takes to succeed.
Women like men that just get it. You don't want to tell guys how to solve that problem. You don't want to solve the problems women aren't generally kingmakers. They want to be with a king. You know what I mean? They want to be with a guy that's got it figured out. So when it comes to that feeling emotions or being vulnerable, your dog dies, be emotional. You lose your parents, fine, be emotional. It's required. You have to grieve through that part. Brenda from accounting was mean to you today. You don't want to hear about it.
I mean, personally, for my friends, if Brenda at accounting was mean to one of my girlfriends, I'd be like, fucking get over it.
But most women would want to have a big conversation about that. Let's get together. We'll pour some wine. Let's bust out the cheese, get the charcuterie board going. Let's talk about Brenda and what a bitch she is, sort of thing.
What about just being heard?
Be heard. Absolutely. But I mean, the point that we're making about this concept is that women want men to just get it. And it's okay to be vulnerable in certain circumstances. It's okay to cry in certain circumstances that are warranted. But most men get emotional and get vulnerable and cry over the littlest things, which turn women off. Men don't understand this, that women want men that just get it, that are competent, that can solve problems, that can get things done, that can make it rain. They don't want to deal with a crybaby. One of the things you hear a lot of women say, and after I got divorced, I was dating a lot of divorced women as well, because I was looking at women around my same age group. And one of the questions I was always asking, so why'd you get divorced? So what happened? And I heard a lot of, he was a big baby, he couldn't keep a job down, he was such a pussy, he wasn't a man, he was a big beta, big crybaby, all of these things. And it's like, that's interesting, but who was the guy that you married, right? Did something change? And one of the things that happens to men in long-term relationships I've noticed is this concept that I call the Pacific. Sorry, it's not the Pacific. It's the betatization through 1,000 concessions. You see what I'm saying? So it starts with something like, "Hey, Rich, don't brush your teeth over there. You're going to get toothpaste on the carpet." Then it goes to make sure you put the white socks in the white hamper and the black socks in the black hamper. Then it goes.
Come on, now that one just makes sense.
Let's go vegan together. And then it continues to go concession after concession after concession.
Sure.
And the thing is that women, truthfully, they don't want men to make that many concessions. I understand the organized part. I understand, the laundry thing and all that sort of stuff. But as soon as you start stamping everything, yes, 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 and then you give her the stamp and she starts stamping everything, yes, her interest in that guy declines dramatically.
Agreed. Because here's the deal. He doesn't know who the fuck he is.
Right.
And do you like a girl to not know who the fuck she is either?
It's surprising to hear such honesty from a woman. Rich's no-nonsense approach is well known, but this woman is truly unique. As Rich mentioned, women seek men who can solve problems and understand their needs. Let's continue watching because she might say something contradictory to balance it out.
Don't you want a girl to contest with every now and again? Don't you want a little bit of a challenge? I mean, there's a perfect ratio. It's a 1-to-5 ratio. I'm trying to think. It's a Hoffman. No, it's I'm trying to think. It's a marriage couple that researches marriage. But there's a perfect ratio of disagreements that need to happen in a relationship. And
is there?
I don't know what your thoughts are on Jordan Peterson, but he'll talk about that too. You don't want easy. You want some level of challenge that is required for the relationship to be strong. You don't want a pushover. Do you? Do you want a pushover girl?
I don't want to come home to a disagreeable, bossy, bitchy woman. I want to come home to a loving woman.
Of course, a woman wants a loving man, but you don't. You can't tell me that you want a woman to make 1,000 concessions for you and that you'd still respect her.
I would.
For what?
Because she's not a man. Men and women are different. Remember that. We talked about that before. Men and women are different. Just because I think the great lie that a lot of women have subscribed to when they're drunk on this Kool-Aid is they've been told to behave like men. oh, you have to be somewhat disagreeable. You have, like, there's a certain ratio because Jordan Peterson
Definitely not.
said so.
That's not true. That's not true.
Is it?
It's not true. That's just called autonomy.
Is it though?
Yeah, absolutely. Because no two people are identical.
Right.
But it's not like we could all just agree on everything. So just like you're going to know who you are and I would know who I was, like you're not always going to agree. So you can respectfully disagree, or you can have the discussion, change your mind perhaps. I actually, like, part of doing this interview is I was hoping you could change my mind on some things, because I think, because then I know I've learned something. Because I'm open-minded. That's like the fascination, is that, cool, teach me something new. But I know I have my convictions about myself. I know who I am, and I'm not just going to bend over in every single category so a man can feel good about himself, or so he can not be challenged.
Yeah, but believe it or not, he's not trying to feel good about himself by not arguing with you. He just doesn't want to argue with you. He just wants peace in his life.
Men already have complex lives, and they don't need additional negativity, bossiness, or other unpleasant behavior. Men prefer women who naturally embody the qualities of a good partner, but unfortunately, asking for this seems too much for many modern-day women. Now, let's explore the comment section for more insights. When I was younger and newly married, I would tolerate a certain amount of conflict while trying to condition my wife and come to a consensus for living. Now that I'm at retirement, I just want to live a peaceable life. The old life paradigm supported this approach, since a couple would grow old together, and by the time they reached retirement age, the conflicts would be long ago resolved and both would know and accept each other. However, divorce has changed that. Now that my wife has left me and I'm living a peaceable lifestyle on my own, I loathe to change that by inviting another woman into my life. I challenge me. That's why I'm constantly improving myself. I don't need someone to challenge me. I need someone to be my peace when the challenges wear me down. Unfortunately, getting it as a modern woman requires humility, which goes against everything we've ever been told. I honestly feel bad for Danica. She's completely blinded by the lies and becomes her own worst enemy. I want a woman that challenges me. Hard pass. We want them to be easygoing, not challenging. Someone who is pleasant, not arguing all the time for no reason. Us men are not complicated. I have never met a man who said, I'm bored with my wife because she doesn't stand up against me enough. True. The struggle should be outside the home, not inside the home. The relationship doesn't get stronger from arguing. It happens from getting through those struggles outside of the house. Keyword, outside. Danica shows her masculine energy far more than her feminine energy. I love her talking to R and just listening without interrupting over and over. With that being said, guys, thanks for checking out this video. Stay tuned for more daily content. Like, subscribe, and comment. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.